Welcome to the Young and Empowered Children Conference 2026. This is our fourth edition, and if you made it here, then I want to say a big congratulations to you. Whether you are a child or the parent of a young child, you have just planted yourself in the room where transformation is inevitable. In this room, you will have a total mindset shift, because in this room, we are going to be sharing with you strategies and wisdom that will help you move your parenting and move your life from point 0 to point 100 and above. So I want to say once more, you are so in the right place. I want to say once more, you have made the right decision to be in this room today. So why don't you sit tight with an open mind, okay? Get ready to learn. Get ready to be transformed. Get ready for a total mindset shift. Get ready for conviction that will help you see that you were born to be great. You were born to be a mastermind. You were born to impact your generation. You were born to be that person that came not to carry last. So, welcome again to the conference. Let the learning and let the transformation begin. Welcome.
My big dream is to make a big factory where I can make toys, and those toys will make children feel happy and excited, and also I can get income. For my project, I decided to make 2 teddy bears. The materials I use are pencil, crayon, paper, fur, thread. Firstly, I thought of the idea, wrote it down, researched and picked the design I liked. Secondly, I drew the 2 teddy bears, one for the girl and one for the boy. This is the girl, Miss Smiley, and this is the boy, Mr. Funny. As you see, Miss Smiley is pink, and as you can't see clearly that Mr. Funny is blue or gold, but we later changed it to gold. Thirdly, I took the drawings to my tailor to help sew them. Then I spent time with her and helped her cut off the materials. Later, I chose buttons for the eyes and even sewed them on my own.
I'm sewing the eyes.
Stitched together. I named them Mr. Funny and Miss Smiley. My teddy bears are ready and they are so cute. This is Miss Smiley. Isn't she cute? This is Mr. Funny. Isn't he cute? Then I talked with my mom and decided to sell them so I can get back the money I used. Save some money and give some to the orphanage. What I learned: to start something and finish it. To keep trying even when it's difficult. Don't give up. Be patient and believe in myself. Selling the teddy bears taught me money lessons, managing money wisely and sharing with others. I am so proud of myself because I worked hard. Finishing the project built confidence in me and I learned a new skill. Thank you, my mom. Thank you, Coach Maribeth. Thank you, the tailor.
Maribeth Chima is an educator, children's coach and leading voice in Premium Parenting, an international approach to raising purpose-driven high-capacity children. She is the founder of the Parenting Through Mentorship community and PTM Resources and the matron of the Children's Mastermind Circle, where she mentors young children and equips families with practical systems to raise self-aware, disciplined, and resourceful children. Marybeth is the convener of the Young and Empowered Children's Conference and the Mastermind Circle platforms, through which children are guided to discover their identity, develop their mentorship, and build relevant life skills from an early age. Through her work speaking and book series, including the Stories for Champions, Skill Up and Little Man series, she partners with parents to raise a generation of confident, value-driven, and future-ready young children into resourceful teens. She is happily married with 2 amazing children. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, with a loud applause, let's make welcome the Young and Empowered Children's Conference, the heart and brain behind this vision, and the Children's Mastermind Circle, Marybeth Chima!
Alrighty, hello everyone. Welcome to the second session of our Young and Empowered Children's Conference, day 1. Okay, so a few announcements before we continue. So our technical team has had the biggest challenges today. So I want you to kindly bear with us, right? With some of these challenges, we are going back to ensure that we fix them. So we're going to have just 2 sessions today instead of 3. So what that means is that our third session today, we're going to move to tomorrow so that we can deal with all the challenges that we have seen. Okay? But hey, no dull moments. Our next speaker is already set for you. So boys and girls, are you here? This session is for you. This is a children's session and not a parent session. So parents, you can excuse yourself, or if you have a younger one and you want to stay with them and be with them as they try to navigate and they try to follow the session, then it's okay. Okay, but in the meantime, I am just here for a few minutes and I will be out because I am not even the moderator. I don't even know why the team played my bio. It's not supposed to be me. It's a different speaker that we have right now and is one of our very special people. So I am going to leave right now and allow the moderators take over. Did I tell you, by the way, that every aspect of this conference, okay, is powered by the Mastermind Circle. So all of our moderators are Mastermind partners, as we call ourselves. The children in the Mastermind Circle are called the Mastermind partners. And that is because in the Mastermind Circle, we don't just give instructions, we don't just teach, we don't just learn. We put our hands to the plow and we do, because we understand that our hands are the instrument of our brains. And so our children are constantly encouraged to do. So we're constantly practicing. We're constantly building our skills. We're constantly honing our skills. We're constantly using those gifts and talents that God has given us. We're constantly honing them so that we can become everything that God has created us to be. So if you see the children up here today, it's because they are honing their skill. And because perfection is not the goal is to keep becoming. So the Mastermind is that platform where we give children the opportunity to keep becoming. Every day in the Mastermind is a chance or an opportunity for you to become more. Every day is an opportunity for you to grow. Every day is a chance for you to take the opportunities that you have been given and, of course, build them so that you become more. So every mastermind knows that we are little children with big minds. We are little children with strong voice. And our voices are not, or the strength of our voice is not in the pitch of our voice. The strength of our voice is in the strength and in the message and in the boldness that that voice presents. So, ladies and gentlemen, make welcome our mastermind moderators as I leave your screen. Have a great time, and we will come back here, take questions, and have a little conversation at the end of the session. Have a lovely session. Moderators are in becoming. I'm out. Okay, the moderators are not here. All right. If the moderators are here, they can go ahead and we have our moderators in the house. Asha, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right then.
So good.
All right,
Good
please go
day,
ahead.
everyone. It's very
for
good
being
to
here.
see you. And also, I want to thank Coach Maribeth for bringing me here to this session. So, one of our co-moderators is here, not here. Okay, he's here. So, my name is Asha Fortune, and I'll be your co-moderator for this session today. And what I have here is Jason Emmanuel. Please, Jason, can you speak to the people so that they can hear you? Okay. So today profile goes to our speaker. Our guest, sorry, is coming. So, and his name is Kamsi Chima. Well, my years with Kamsi Chima I've been knowing him as a partner for me, and I want to, and I want, and I, and he has been a leader, a partner to me. He has also been talking about how we can be comported, remorseful, and other things. Admin, please, can you open the value? Admin, are you there? Please, can you open the value?
Hello, thank you so much, Asha. Hello to everyone watching. How are you all doing? If you can hear me, please just put that in the comment section. When I see one or two people comment, we'll be off to start right away. All right, so quickly now, since we don't have any comments, I think I'll just go ahead and start. So I'm going to share my slides now. All right, so I'm going to be speaking on the topic, you are more than your age. And before I start, I want everyone who is watching, I want you to just close your eyes and think for a minute. Just close your eyes and I want you to picture it. Forget about your age. Forget about where you are now. What's that one thing that you believe in and that you want to achieve? That one thing that you want to do, or that one thing that you want to be. Just think about it. Take just take this time, be quiet, be silent, just think about it. And now, won't you notice that the moment you stop thinking about your age, the possibilities became endless. There's so many things that you can think about that it's hard to focus on just one thing. Now that leads me into what I want to talk about. That leads me to what I want to talk about today. Your age, they say age is just a number, and I believe in that. It's partly true, but let me explain. Your age is where you're at right now, and okay, someone saying you can hear me, that's great. So your age is where you are right now, and you can dream as big as you are. The age you are means that you have the chance to dream as big as you want to be, to think. But I'll tell you something. You can be whatever you want isn't always true. But if you have a good idea, a plan, and you're patient, then you can build something real. The problem with so many dreams and so many of the ambitions we have are that we want to jump straight into the big thing. You want to jump straight into that big dream, into that big vision that you have, without stopping to think, to plan about the small steps that you need to take before you can reach that big goal, that big aspiration. If you don't take the time to plan, you're going to find yourself chasing your big dream, your amazing good idea, without a plan and without the skills and without the attributes that you need to carry this big dream, to carry this big plan. Because to carry a big dream, a to carry a big dream, to have a big plan, you need a big plan and even bigger skills. Before me to my 4 steps for how you can chase your big dreams. The 4 phases. I don't just mean the dreams that you have while you're sleeping. I don't just mean what you think about while you're daydreaming. What I mean when I say dream is a vision that you think about, and a vision that, as you said, you think about, a vision that you've given thought, a vision that you believe in deeply. Your vision can't just be what is cool, be what your friends are all talking about. Your vision has to be something that you deeply believe in, something that you have a reason to believe in. So what I think is that when you have your dream, I want you to think back and think, why do I have this vision? Why do I have this dream? Because if you really think about it, you'll be able to filter out the things that you believe in, the dreams that you have, because of your friends, because of what is cool, because of what your teachers say, because of what your parents say. And you'll be able to think about that dream that you have because of you, the dream that you have because of what you deeply believe in, the dream that you have because you have it and because you believe in it. Because what often happens, this big thing, and you're thinking, oh, what do these people think about it? What do my friends think about it? What do my parents think about it? What do what do those people that maybe are not even my friends, but the people who are the popular people, the cool people, what do they think about it? And then before you know it, you're seeing your big dream, and you don't think it's worth chasing, and that happens, and that a dream. It's not enough to have a big dream. It's you need to make sure that your dream is something that you deeply feel convicted about. It's important that you have a plan. You have your big dream. You've thought about why you want to pursue this big dream. You've talked to your parents about it. Once you have all of this, you can go ahead to create a plan for what your dream is. And what I propose when you want to create a plan is, or what I think, when you want to make a plan, you don't just start writing down, oh, what does it take for me to get to this big thing that I want? No. What I want you to do is first think about where you are now. Think about what you know how to do now. Think about what you're good at now, what you need, what you're good at now, what you're bad at now, what you're there but you think you need to improve. And then you need to look at people who are already where you are. You need to look at role models. These role models can be your parents. These role models can be captains of industry. But what I want you to do with these role models is I want you to look at them. Look at the things that your role models are good at and then write them down. And then on a scale of 1 to 10, I want you to grade how good you are at this thing that your role model is good at. And even if you're at a 1 over 10 or a 2 over 10, that's perfectly fine. Because remember, your role models have been doing this forever. But this is where you have the advantage. And this is why I say that you're more than your age. Because as much as you're more than your age is more than you are. Because the fact that you're at your age, everyone who is, thankfully, the people who are at this conference are between 6 and 13. Because when you're 6, you're 7, you're 8, you're 9, you're 10, you're 11, you're 12, you're 13, you have an advantage that a lot of other, the fact that you have a lot of time. You have a lot of time to figure yourself out, a lot of time to figure things out before the time where you have to pursue your dream, or the time where you have to start work, you have to work to make your dream come true. You have so much time. So if you're able to get your plan right at this age, you're going to fly because you're going to have all the time in the world to walk towards you that thing. One person, just one person, just I don't want to complicate it, just one person in that is pursuing that dream that you have, or something similar to that dream that you have. I want you to take it and I want you to write down the things that that person is good at. Then, when you write down the things that this person is good at, I want you to group them. Take the things that this person is good at, that you are good at, and on a one scale of 1 to 10, put how good you are at those things. And then take the things that this person is good at that you're not good at, put them at the other side of the table. And then on a scale of 1 to 10, put how much work you think you need to do before you can get to the point where this person is, or at least to become good at this thing. Now, when you have this written down, you have something to think about. Then, when you do this, you can start to write your plan. Number 3 are close together because when you when you have your plan, then I don't want you to start doing the big thing. I want you to do the smallest version of this thing. Look at the smallest way, something like, oh, maybe I want to talk to people about something that I believe in. Let's say let's say maybe you believe in, or you love science like I did when I was much younger, and you want to start people about science, you want to become someone who teaches about science. Why not start with the smallest version of this? Why not go to your classmates about science? And then when you do this, don't just, oh, I want to tell you about science. I want you to actually plan about this. I want you to be intentional about it. So, say maybe to teach my classmates about what we learned in science this week, or what we learned about in science in class today. So what this does is that it forces you to have to think about it forces you to think about what you want to teach people, because if you're going to teach people, you have to think about what you want to teach them beforehand. In the same way, with whatever your plan is, you can't just run into it head first without knowing what you want to do. You have to think, you have to give it thought, and you have to plan before you can give it to people. So I want you to do the smallest, the tiniest version of what your plan is. And then I want you to do it every day consistently. And then finally, the last part is scale. Scale comes way later when you are confident in how good you are in this thing, when you're confident in how you can perform in what you're doing, then you can finally get to that point where you go big in this thing. This going big isn't something that happens in one day. We realize that once you have gone through the first three phases, you've dreamt, you have put a plan towards it, and then you have started to do the smallest version of what you're doing and then gotten better at that thing. When the time eventually comes to scale, you're going to be ready and you're going to be able to do that skill very, very well. The problem with so many people's dreams are that they go from dream and then they skip plan and start the small, they're going from their small thing. They haven't mastered the other two, but they are going all the way, they are going straight to scale. And they expect that they're going to be able to do it. There is where you have a problem. Because when you skip dream and then you go straight to scale, you're going to realize that, okay, maybe in a case where you get lucky, you can go a bit far with scale. But you realize that without without the structure that plan gives you, and without the skills that you develop at start, then you won't have what it takes to handle scale. It's like when you want to go to the gym or you want to lift weights, and then you say, oh, I want to start with 100 kilograms, very heavy weights, and you haven't lifted smaller weights before then. You're going to go there, you're going to try and lift it, and you're going to break your arms because you haven't built up the strength that you need to reach that higher level, to reach scale, because you haven't put enough effort into plan and into start. So to drive this home, I want to tell you a story. Maddie was a girl at the age of 8, and she was at the beach with her family one day, and she was thinking casually to the beach and when you go swimming. What if flip-flops looked like fish? That was the simple thing that she started with. That was her phase one idea. Then after she had this idea, she told her dad about it, and she and her dad didn't just sit down. She didn't just think, oh, what if flip-flops were shaped like fish? Oh, that's so cool. And then she goes and she tells her friends about it, and they're like, oh, that's so cool, that's amazing. She didn't just do that and then, oh, then forget about it by the next day, and then just let that dream die. No, she told her dad, and then they went ahead. They bought the website to sell the website that they would need to sell and to market this. And then they worked together to make samples. That's the small step, the start. She didn't go and say, oh, I want to go to a big supermarket. She didn't say, I want to go to a big supermarket, to a big shop and start selling this. She made samples. Probably when she was making these samples, she looked around, she looked at things that were doing well, she looked at what would work, she learned about what she would need to do in order to create flip flops that were going to sell. She learned, she took the time, and she was intentional about this. She put thought into it. Next slide. She started getting orders. She was manufacturing. Oh, sorry. She was manufacturing now after she has gone through planning and she has gotten through the first step. She starts to realize, she starts to get orders because what she has done is good. If you don't go through the first phases, if you don't go through plan and then start, when you get to this point where skill starts to kick in, when you get to this point where what people start to notice what you do, it's not going to be good. You're not going to be good enough because you haven't put in the work beforehand to be able to reach this point. There's a very popular quote that says, luck is opportunity met with preparedness. This means that you're going to get, you can get lucky, but you can get opportunities. But what happens when you get those opportunities? Are you ready? Are you intentional enough? Do you have the structure and do you have the skills to be able to get to this point, to be able to do well when you get to this point, to start flying? Because if you get to this point and you don't, to happen. Now, fast forward a bit, and Maggie, she did all of this in the midst of everything that she was doing. She wasn't losing focus in every other area. That's another problem. In the midst of going through your 4 phases, you shouldn't lose focus on everything else in your life. As I say this to you, I say this also to myself because I share personal experience. I have struggled with balancing the things that are important, the things that I'm chasing, the dreams I'm chasing, and the things that are important, the things that are important in my life, my commitments. That's why this part of planning, the part of building a structure is so important. Because if you haven't built your structure, if you haven't built, if you haven't built your structure, if you haven't put thought into, you're not going to be able to carry the weight of everything that you're doing. And after that, you're going to get tired. And then sometimes you're going to even not you're not even going to have the energy to carry this your dream. And you even start saying, this is my dream. Was it really worth it? And then that's what leads to people giving up on their dreams. So it's important that you take every part of what you're doing and it's important that you take every part of what you're doing and you take it seriously. Now, let me stop here so that I don't get tired. Let me take a minute, drink some water. All right, and we're back. So, take a look at this. What did Maddie do right that so many people who have big dreams and maybe have the talent to carry these big dreams, what did they do wrong that Maddie did right? They took their dream, they didn't try and skip to scale. They took their dream and they went through the process. They dreamt, they planned, they started from the smallest thing, and then they got to the big thing. That is what Maddie did right. That is what everyone who has been successful, who has done things, that is what everyone did right. And I want to tell you this is, and I want to tell you that's important is I don't want you to, you shouldn't listen to everything that your friends tell you, because your friends aren't going to tell you the full story, because the full story isn't always out there for everyone to see. For everyone, you're not going to always see people's planning phase and the phase where people start small, because that phase is usually not the phase that you put out. It's usually not the phase that people know you a lot. So this phase is usually done in silence, where it's only your closest people, your family, and your closest friends that know about this phase. This phase is the phase that you carry out in silence. So, because of this phase isn't what you're going to see out there. But I assure you, for everyone that you have seen making big moves, doing amazingly well in their scale phase, they have put in so much time in their plan and in their starting phase. It's only if you put in enough in your plan and in your start that you're ever going to have good scale phase, a good scale phase. So that's why I'm going to urge you guys today to always put whatever your dream is. I want you to put it through this put it through this process, put it through these phases. You dream, you plan, you start, and then only when you have reached a level, when you are very, very good at what you're doing, do you now go ahead to scale. I'm going to share a few tips now that you can use when you're in your you're in your start phase to be able to do. One of the biggest hacks, the biggest cheats to be able to get a lot of progress, to do very well, to go far in your skill phase is you follow someone. I mentioned earlier that you should follow someone that is already far, but I also want you to find a mentor, someone who is willing to teach you, to pass on their knowledge to you. And I want you to follow that person. That mentor can be your parents, that person can be Coach Marybeth, that person can be someone. That's why mentorship is so important. That's why if you're not in the mastermind circle, you should ask your parents to put you in the mastermind circle. Because if you're in the mastermind circle, if you're in a mentorship program like the mastermind, you're going to be able to finally find people who you can learn at their feet. The thing with having your big, I've told you throughout this that you need to have that big person that you look at. But as you have this big person usually will tend to be out of reach because this person is so far. But with your mentor has gone far, but your mentor is someone who is willing to teach these things to you. So when you have this mentor, it really accelerates the process because your mentor can tell you, look, the way you're doing this is not good. You can copy from your mentor and learn from them firsthand how they get to this point. That's why I think that having a mentor is one of the most important parts of getting through your start phase. And as I talked about start phase, let me go back to the plan phase a little bit because your parents, I'm telling you, your parents are the most important people when you get to your plan phase because your parents can help you to build a plan, to create a plan that is going to follow all the steps that I talked about earlier. Because in everything that I said, if you don't have a solid foundation, if you don't have a strong plan, then everything else is going to crumble under it. All right, now as I talked about parents, I want to also talk about how you talk to your parents without them saying, "Oh, that's lovely, that sounds cute. Now go back and do your homework." The reason I'm saying this is because you don't just show your parents, you don't just tell them. You need to let your parents know that you're really serious about what you're doing. So show, don't just tell. I don't want you to go to your parents with your dream and just say, "Oh, mommy, daddy, I'm thinking about this and I think that it's going to be so great and it's going to do so well." No, don't do that. I want you to have some kind of plan ready before you go and meet your parents. Now, after you go to meet your parents, you don't want to be that kid that goes to your parents and says, "Oh, mommy, daddy, this is so great. My dream is so big. I have a plan. So I want you to go and buy me a big shop where I can start selling my things, where I can start selling my product, or where I can start selling, like, let's say maybe hair pieces now." I don't want you to be that kid who tells parents, "Mommy, Daddy, go and buy me a big shop that I can start selling." No, don't ask for a big yes. Ask for a small yes. If you want to have a meeting with someone who you look up to, you don't say, "Oh, I want us to have a big, very big meeting where you're going to tell me so many things. You're going to teach me." No, you ask them, "Can we talk for 30 minutes?" The same goes for your dream. If you want to chase your dream, you don't go for the big thing first. You don't go and ask them for the big thing. You ask for the smallest thing, and then you show that you can handle that smallest thing. It is how you handle small things that you handle big things. Then finally, you should propose a trial. When I say trial, I mean that you should give your parents a time that you want to be able to do this. Like maybe, okay, mommy, if you followed my steps, you can say, "Okay, mommy, I have this plan. I want to start selling fruit juice, for instance. I want to start selling juice, and I want to start selling juice. So I want you to give me maybe 2,000 naira so I can go and buy some oranges from the market, and I can go and buy bottles, and then I can buy equipment, small equipment. I can squeeze the juice by hand, put them in bottles, seal the bottles, put them in the freezer, cool them, and then take them maybe to my football training because everyone is thirsty. And then when I'm there, I can sell juice to people. And then I want you to let me do this for maybe 1 week. Let's say 1 week, for instance. And then if I'm able to do this well, then maybe you can give me, then maybe I can take this. Maybe I've made like 4,000 naira after all of this. Maybe you can give me an extra 2,000 naira so that I can do a bit more. I can make more bottles, sell more, make a bit more. When you go through these steps, you realize your parents are going to say yes to you so much more. All right, before I continue, let me drink a bit, let me drink water a bit more so that I don't, my head is, I'm feeling a bit dizzy. So let me just, oh, all right. So now I want you to do something for me. Type it into the comment section as you're doing this. I want you to take dream. I want you to think. I'm sure if you've been listening to me, you're thinking about that dream. You're thinking about that thing. It's popped into your head. And I know that for some of you, that thing that's popped into your head, you've killed that idea with, "Oh, what is mommy going to think? What if this doesn't work? This dream might not be big." And I'm saying stop that. I want you to think again. Think like I said before. Think. Imagine just for a moment. Forget about your age and think about this dream. Now, I want you to take that dream. I want you to put it into the comment section for me. Okay, I'm still waiting. I'm waiting. No one has put anything in the comments yet. Come on, come on, come on, come on. I'm waiting. Comment, comment, comment. Tell me that dream that you have, that thing that you deeply believe that you can achieve. Now that you have that dream, I want you to take these aspects home. I want you to do them. I want you to put together a plan. Think about, as I told you before, think about your plan. Don't just put together one A, B, C, D, E. Think about where you are now. Think about what you can do and what you can't do before you create, before you start making your plan. Think about where you are, what you're good at, and what you're not good at. When you have that, I want you to think of the smallest step that you can start before you go ahead to do the big thing. The smallest thing you can do. I want you to take that smallest thing. I want you to go to your parents. I don't want you to just stop. That's why this phrase is called start. I want you to do like I did before. I want you to talk to your parents. I want you to show them your plan. I want you to ask them for a small yes. Ask them to help you, to give you some support in that small thing you want to start, and give you some time to prove to them that you can be trusted with small. And then when you do that, I want you to keep at it. Because someday, if you can do all of this diligently, if you keep at it, then you can get to scale. And that is where I'm going to wrap up my session for today. And before I go, I want you to remember your age is a flow. Your age is where you are now. I want you to stand where you are now. I want you to stand where you are. And I want you to build from it with everything I've told you now. I want you to stand on it and I want you to build from it. I'm seeing more in the comments now. I like that. To be a doctor, to be a cartoonist by Noel. My dream is to sell paper aeroplanes. Dream big, dream big. I love it when you dream big. To be a doctor, to be a fashionista, to be a footballer, to be an engineer. This is what I want to see. And before I go, I think there's something I owe to you to tell you. That when you want to dream big, I don't want you to just dream. I don't want you to dream about what is already there. I want you to put your twist. I want you to take those things that you know, that only you can do. I want you to take those things and I want you to take that and I want you to take those things and multiply them. I want you to go up with these things that you're amazingly good at. And I want you to build something that you know that you and only you can build. Where's my slide? Where's my slide? And listening. And to every one of you who is willing, who dares to dream big, I want you to dream on. That's where I'll wrap up for today. Thank you so much. Thank you, Matron, for bringing me to speak today. And that is Kamsi Chima signing out for today. Thank you.
Wow, that was an amazing session. I learned a lot. I learned that we should always we should keep our dreams big. That we should take small steps, because without those small steps, you cannot reach your big dreams. And also, you should plan and start. That's your most important things that you need to do to reach your dreams. Jason, can you share with us what you learned from this session?
Okay. I learned that when we want to achieve goals, start from a smaller level. Then you go little by little, then you get higher and higher until you go to a professional level. That's what I learned. Okay,
Okay.
if anybody want to say what they learned, just drop it in the comment section.
Okay. Next, we are going to invite Matron into the studio. Please, with a round of applause, welcome our dearest Matron and Coach Marybeth with your favorite emojis in the comments.
Okay, while we're waiting for Coach Marybeth to come on, please, if anyone has any questions, I want you to put it in the comment section. I will be here for a bit to answer them before I go.
Alrighty, just look at that. That was such a beautiful session. Thank you so much, Kamsi, for that explicit session. All right. Well done, Asha and Jason. Tell him to reduce his volume. So well done, guys. I mean, I told you guys now. I see my masterminds, they will come here and they will shine their light because that light every day. That light is not in the perfection. The light is in showing up, making the effort, and shining your light. So you don't need to be perfect. You don't need to have it all together. All you need to do is to decide, I want to show up. I want to serve, and I can do it because I know that I can do all things. Thank you so much. These two young boys you see here volunteered to do this. No, nobody was picked. Everyone volunteered because they understand the place of serving, and they know that kings, for you to be a king, for you to be a leader, you must first serve. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much. And did I tell you that Kamsi used to be like Asha and Jason? He used to be a mastermind partner as well. As a matter of fact, Kamsi is still the lead partner of the mastermind because the mastermind was Kamsi's idea from the very beginning. Just look at how he's gone through this year's in the mastermind for 5 straight years, and now he is a mastermind graduate and can come here to still teach every single one of us. Few years from now, Asha will be coming back here to teach the younger ones, and Jason will be coming back here to teach the younger ones in the next 2 years when they graduate from the mastermind as soon as they turn 11. Have I told you that the mastermind is for children between ages 4 and age 10? It used to be from 5, but we realized that our 4-year-olds are ready to become little minds. And so we can start having the fun activities and have the fun sessions with them while we're building their habits and we're building their mindset, so that by the time they are 5 and 6, they're already grounded. Their ears have been trained for instructions. I'm going to be telling you more about that in my session tomorrow. So in the meantime, if you have any questions that you want to ask Kamsi, why don't you go ahead and put it in the comment section right now. Put it there. Everybody, I want you to come up with one question. Yes, think. Put on your thinking cap right now. Put it on. Do it like this. Then I want you to think about something that you want to ask Kamsi about. Maybe you have a dream. Maybe you have, you are in your dream phase. Maybe you have moved to your planning phase. Maybe you are even in that space where you want to even start executing, whatever it is. If you have any question, ask Kamsi, because Kamsi has been through all of these phases and he is still growing. We say we are a work in progress. Is there any 5-year-old here or 6-year-old? Hey guys, what Kamsi is trying to say is that you are not a baby anymore, so that you can start thinking of all those things that you see around you that you would like to do as well. You want to be someone who can do something that your friends would love. You want to do something that will help your mommy, that will help your daddy. Hey guys, did you see Zinachi's project? Zinachi is a mastermind, and Zinachi, we had a challenge last month, and in that challenge, it was a purpose building challenge where every child in the challenge was meant to come up with an idea, something that they want to create. Because in the mastermind, we teach you to create, because you were born to be a blessing to the world. You were born to create. God said in his word in the beginning, he said, be fruitful, multiply, fill the earth, isn't it? So God wants you to build yourself, and God wants you to be fruitful. So if you're not doing anything, you are still sitting down for Auntie Nanny to cook food for you, Auntie Nanny to wash your plate, Auntie Nanny to wash your bag, Auntie Nanny to make your bed, you are wrong, even if you are 5-year-old. Yes. 4-year-olds are going to start learning how to do things for themselves, so that we're not always waiting for Auntie Nana or Auntie Nani or Auntie Imaba or whoever, because God has put it in you to be able to do things on your own. God's ultimate plan for every one of us is that we become independent. So that's why once upon a time, all you could do was to crawl. And then after that, you started walking. Then after that, you could eat by yourself. That's because God wants you to do things on your own and not wait for Auntie Nana and every other person all the time. All right, so do we have questions, Kamsi? If we have questions, let's take the questions. Any questions in the comment section? Admin, you can put it up so that we can answer the questions. All right, if we don't have any questions, did you see any?
Clicking is network.
Kamsi, Mr. Kamsi, you are muted. We can't hear you.
Kamsi, Mr. Kamsi, you are muted. We can't hear you.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh my goodness. I'm just realizing that I was muted. So I think I need to go
Oh my
back
goodness, I'm
a
just
little bit.
realizing
Thank you. Thank you to admin for letting me know. So
I was
the first
muted,
question I
so
was asked was,
I need to go back. Thank
what is
you.
a dream? And I said that there's a lot of ways you can think about a dream, but something that you believe in so that you believe in so much that you are willing to. A dream is something that you believe in and you love so much that you know that it's going to help people, it's going to help you, and it's going to help people. And because of put in effort and do that dream, even if it means doing it for the rest of your life, because you know that that dream is going to help you and help other people. Then the other question I was asked is, how can we dream about the dream? And to dream and to dream about what your big dream is, I want you to think about something that you I want you to think about something that you would wake up every day and you are joyful to do it because you know that it's going to help people and because it's going to help you. I'm not talking about something like playing video games or something like watching TV that you know that you can sit down and you can do forever. No, I'm talking about something that adds value into the lives of so many other people. And you know that doing this thing makes these other people happy, but at the same time, makes you feel happy and makes you feel fulfilled. Because there are also a lot of people who are going to go into something that help others, but in turn, they are going to suffer because this thing is not making them happy. And if you do that, you're going to realize that it's only a matter of time before you give up on this dream. And even if you don't give up on this dream, you're going to realize that you were never living out your own dream. You're just living out someone else's dream because you didn't want to make them feel bad or you didn't want to disappoint them. So that's what my answer is. So Patience Brown is asking, if you have a dream and you have given up on that dream, Is it okay to go back to that dream? By all means. But I want you to think about it, of course. Because if you have a dream and you have given up on that dream, it's possible that there was a reason you gave up on that dream. So what I want to think about you to think about before you go back to a dream that you think you've given up on, I want you to think about why you give up on that dream. Because when you look and you think about that, you can realize that maybe it was a case of you started too early you tried to go to that scale phase way too early, and because of that, you got tired of your dream. But it's also entirely possible that that dream to begin with was a dream you were living because of someone else. So it's not about giving up and going back to a dream. You need to think. You need to know that dream before you make the decision to go back to that dream or not. All right, do we have any more questions? Okay, I'm seeing, what if my mommy did not agree or allow me? That's why I said that there's a way that you go to approach your parents before you try and chase your dream. You want to take, you don't, most times, the reason why sometimes your mommy and your daddy will not agree or allow your dream is because sometimes you just go to them and blurt out, oh, I want to do this very, very big thing, and it's going to take a lot of work before I can do this very, very big thing. And then sometimes when you talk like that, it actually scares your mommy and daddy because they are not ready, because this big thing is so big. Oh, it's so big, it's a lot. Instead, you want to go to them with this small thing. In fact, some advice, you don't think too much about this big, big, big thing immediately. Just focus and put your mind on the small thing. And trust me, that if your structure was right, just put in the little work every day and that big thing will come. Trust me. So do we have any more questions? Okay, it doesn't look like it. Do we have matron? Do we have our moderators here? I don't think we have any more questions to look at now. All right. Do we have any other question? Do we have matron? Do we have our moderators here?
Am I on right now? I am on. Okay, that was such a beautiful, beautiful question and answer session. I like the fact that you had all these thoughts, right? All these thought-provoking questions. Because if you don't ask questions, then you don't know what is possible. When you ask questions, then you know what is possible. Kamsi just shared a lot of his experiences. How, he probably didn't say, oh, it's my experience or something like that. But some of those experiences are his experiences. And there's something he said that I like before we go, right? He said sometimes the reason you drop that dream or you left the dream maybe because you started off not from the dreaming. Okay, you dreamt, you didn't go through the planning, you didn't go through anything else. You just jumped straight to the point where you want to start actualizing the dream. So sometimes it's our parents. Our parents are behind it, and because our parents believe so much in us, they allow us skip from the planning straight to living that dream. And then you realize that you are dragging your feet. You are not able to put your mind to it. You're not able to do it because you can't own it. It's not your dream. Yes, you started it yourself, but somewhere, because you didn't go step by step through the process, that dream did not grow over time to the point that you now own it as a person. You skipped and you went straight to scaling. Now, when you get to scaling, you are now scared. Sometimes you don't even believe in yourself, because I always say to the children in the mastermind, you are not a champion because mommy says you're a champion. You are not a champion because everybody is saying you're a champion. You're a champion because you are winning. So if people call you a champion and you're not truly a champion, you may answer, yeah, I'm a champion, but deep down, you won't feel like a champion. So deep down, you will continue to, what we call it second guess. You continue to doubt yourself. So sometimes the reason you get tired or you forget about that dream is because you do not feel like you are a champion. It's because you did not go through the process. And so it feels like, yeah, everybody thinks I'm this, but I'm not exactly that because I didn't go through the step-by-step process. So today, what have you learned? Have you learned that it's important that you go through all the process because it is in the process that you are made? I was talking about Zinachi's project. Did you see how Zinachi decided that he was going to make those toys, right? And Zinachi went ahead. He started by drawing those toys. He first of all dreamt and he said, I want to have a toy company in the future. But he didn't tell his mom to go and get him a shop. He didn't tell them to go and get a manufacturing company for him. He didn't tell them to do all of that. What did he say? He decided to start by drawing his teddy bears. And so he drew those teddy bears. And he decided, I'm going to make two of them. One for the boys and one for the girls. Right? And then he stayed in there and went through that phase to the planning phase. And then he planned it and decided, I can't do it all by myself. So I'm going to go to the tailor who knows how to put these things together. I don't know how to sew. And so he took it to the tailor. Sometimes in our dreams, we will need people who will support us and who help us carry that dream in the process of that dream. But we have to be involved. What did he do? He went and he helped the tailor. Did you see him cutting? I think admin is going to play that video again. But what is important is that he stayed in the process. He moved through the process. And at the end, he came out with something that his hand, his mind, his thoughts, his efforts, his process produced. And that's what we do with the children in the mastermind. We go through processes like this. You will see all the projects. All the projects will come in over the next few days. That's how I want you all to start thinking that life is a process. Our dreams must go through a process, and that you are not your age, or your age is not there to limit you. You are more than your age. This is where we will close the show for today. Our moderator still in the house. Jason and Asha, are they still in the house? If Jason and Asha are not in the house,
Yes,
then
we are in the house.
we'll just, sign off for the day. So this is where we will end the show or the sessions for today. And we'll be back here again tomorrow at 5 p.m., not 6 p.m. We will be back here tomorrow at 5 p.m., where I will be here to tell you more and teach you more, guys. I am ready for you. You have so much fun listening to me, and we will have so much fun together tomorrow. So I can't wait to have you tomorrow. Make sure you come early. Make sure you come with your pen, and make sure you come ready to chat and to contribute in the session, because it's going to be a lot of interaction and engagement. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you, dear parents, for being here. I hope and I know that you must have taken something away from the session with Coach Wendy. Please take it away and be spoiled. Let it spoil you. Let it stretch you, and let it help you position yourself to be the support that your child needs. Not so that you can weaken the child, but so that you can protect while guiding the child to be everything that God has created them to be. And as Kamsi said, they are not too young, and their age is not to limit them. They are more than their age. Thank you again for being here today. I look forward to having you again tomorrow, where we'll start with my session that says that your child is light. Dear child, you are light. I will be telling the children how much of a light God has called them to be. And then after that, we will have another session with another amazing teenager who is an entrepreneur and runs her own business already. And then lastly, we will have another parent session. This time, it's going to be a panel session. 3 amazing people, educators, parents, and professionals. We will be diving into deep matters. Parents, don't miss that session tomorrow. Thank you and have a wonderful rest of the day. Good night. Bye.
My name is Nakia Zikiri. This is my presentation on Purpose Building Challenge. My big dream is to make a big factory where I can make toys, and those toys will make children feel happy and excited, and also I can get income. For my project, I decided to make 2 teddy bears. The materials I use are pencil, crayon, paper, fur, thread. Firstly, I thought of the idea, wrote it down, researched and picked the design I liked. Secondly, I drew the 2 teddy bears, one for the girl and one for the boy. This is the girl, Miss Smiley, and this is the boy, Mr. Funny. As you see, Miss Smiley is pink, and as you can't see clearly that Mr. Funny is blue or gold, but we later changed it to gold. Thirdly, I took the drawings to my tailor to help sew them. Then I spent time with her and helped her cut off the materials. Later, I chose buttons for the eyes and even sewed them on my own.
I'm sewing the eyes.
Stitched together. I named them Mr. Funny and Miss Smiley. My teddy bears are ready and they are so cute. This is Miss Smiley. Isn't she cute? This is Mr. Funny. Isn't he cute? Then I talked with my mom and decided to sell them so I can get back the money I used. Save some money and give some to the orphanage. What I learned: to start something and finish it. To keep trying even when it's difficult. Don't give up. Be patient and believe in myself. Selling the teddy bears taught me money lessons, managing money wisely and sharing with others. I am so proud of myself because I worked hard. Finishing the project built confidence in me and I learned a new skill. Thank you, my mom. Thank you, Coach Maribeth. Thank you, the tailor.